Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Shape Out Adventures. My name is Tammy, and today we're going to be going over these agencies because it has come to my attention that some people are getting a little bit more swing than others. Because I can tell you now, all us getting swing. But, it's like a give and take. It's like what you willing to take for what they got to give. You see what I'm saying? But some of y'all are taking some stuff, and we need to talk about it. So today's last talk is nursing agencies. Let me start by saying we ain't going over the different nursing agencies, how much these pay, who these accept, because I already have a video on that. And it's going to be linked down in the description box below if you want to watch a video. I think I did the big fish nursing agencies, some small fish nursing agencies, and the general idea how long their contracts are and how much they pay. We're not doing that today. We're talking about what to look for in agencies and how to market yourself, because you have what they want and they have what you want. So something gotta give. So let's talk about pay. Y'all know they're getting paid like a lot for you to come here, right? Like, I feel like when we move, we used to be like, oh, well, I get this XYZ amount of money. Like, yeah, you still getting paid how much you get paid, more than what you get paid at home. But that ain't hard for the US to do. So make sure you get paid how much you're supposed to get paid. Some agencies do this thing called prevailing wage. Oh, it's the amount of money. I think I'll put like the real description over here, but in gist, it's like the amount of money that the average nurse makes in their state. The nurses in their state complaining. So if the average amount of money that the nurses make in their state is what they give you, and the nurses in that state complaining, you see what I'm saying? So find out from the get-go, do you pay prevailing wage? Do you have a set base pay? And do I get my differentials? How much are my differentials going to be? Are you going to pay me my overtime? Is my overtime going to be time and a half, or is it going to be double time? What are you going to do? So with me, I get paid differentials. Differential is extra amount of money that you get paid just based on if you work in a weekend. Like, I get paid, if I work a night duty on a weekend, I get paid like almost $5 extra an hour with my agency just for working a weekend, night duty, not even counting overtime or nothing, just working, period. Some agencies do not pay differentials. I didn't even know that until Mika Truth. I'll link her TikTok down in the description box below. She is a Jamaican nurse and she talks really frank about like what's going on with her on TikTok. You should go and follow her and watch her. And she was like, her agency don't pay differentials. And I was like, what? So ask them, do you pay differentials? Also, you need to ask them, are you going to get paid overtime? She said she don't even get paid overtime. I'm like, what? Y'all coming over here not to get paid overtime, just regular amount of money? So ask, are you going to pay my differentials? Are you going to pay overtime? Am I going to get extra money as incentive? Like, what does the hospital offer to their nurses that I need to be offered to myself? And speak very frank about it. And I feel like a lot of us just scared to talk about money. But if you're going to be locked in for 2 to 3 years, you need to be locked in with sense. Moving on. Let me talk about how, like, I don't know how to put it. Like, y'all need to stop making some better decisions. Because I said it in the video, and I'll say it again. I said it in the video that I spoke about with agencies, and I'll say it again. Certain states, it does not make sense for you to go with the agency with. If you want to live in New York, do not go with an agency. If you want to live in California, do not go with an agency. Why do I say that? Because the cost of living in those states are so expensive to where you need to do direct hire. Because with direct hire, they're going to pay you the same amount. You just lose out a little bit more on the bonuses you get paid for and the reimbursements you get paid for. And sometimes direct hire doesn't do sign-on bonus and stuff, right? Like how agencies would. But if you say you go with MedPro, MedPro pays $32 an hour, set base pay or whatever. And it sounds beautiful. If you live in North Carolina, that's gorgeous, right? If you live in California, $32 is never, ever gonna cut it. Like, they just get paid like almost $100 an hour, just regular. So if you come there with $32 an hour because you're going there with MedPro, and you'll be the first to say, well, they said they're gonna adjust my salary based on where I go, like if it's a little bit higher. Yeah, they told it to my friend too. My friend is like with another agency, and she was considering Maryland. Maryland is another expensive state. And the agency that she was gonna go with was gonna pay her like $30 an hour or something. And she was like, well, the cost of living in Maryland is like really high. Are you guys gonna go up? And I was like, oh my God, so sorry. Yeah, like that totally makes sense. Let me consult and I'll come back. They come up with 15 cents more. The average nurse in Maryland gets paid $45. They were offering her $30. No, $31. I think by the time they got to 45 cents. So you're getting paid more than $10 less to do the same work because you decided to go with an agency. Whereas my other friend went with direct hire, and direct hire have to pay you the same amount as their nurses make with the same experience and stuff. If you got 5, 10, 15 years experience and you go through a direct hire, you could see your money, right? So just think about that when you're choosing direct hire versus staffing agency in what it is that you plan on doing with your life. Next, ask questions before you sign. Like, ask questions. Ask how your PTO is going to be calculated. For those who don't know, when you move to the States, you don't get like back home, you get like, I think it's like 4 weeks. You get 4 weeks that rolls over. It doesn't matter what, you get 4 weeks vacation. And then you get another set of time that's just sick leave. So altogether, you got like, 6 weeks, just a random time. Over here, you get PTO, which is time accrued. So you get 0. I think I get like 0.25 times something. So for however much hours I work, I've been working from July 2022 and up to today's date, I probably have like 50 hours worth of PTO, which means I have like 4.5 days I could take off, which I'm used to that. Like, I'm used to being able to take 2 weeks. But then, like, you have to remember that over here, you only work 3 days out of the week. So if you could use, like, I use in 3 of those days to go back home. When you use 3 of those days and you fix your days right, you'll legit be off for like almost 2 weeks. So just ask them how much PTO you get in, and Google how much PTO is the usual or is the norm for like that area. I don't know if the area changes or whatever, but just go in knowing what you want and don't be afraid to ask for it. I really only made this video to talk about the money thing and to talk about the fact that don't be so happy that you getting out of your country or you gonna explore this foreign land that you forget about the fact that money makes the world go round, and you do not want to be stuck in a foreign country with no money. That's not fun. We're not doing that. Okay? We're not doing that. Not today, not tomorrow, not the next day, and not the day after that. They might have had the wrong idea. No. They might have had the right idea, but the wrong one. Okay. So just talk about differentials, talk about overtime, talk about PTO, talk about anything you want to talk about. Is there anything you want to talk about? Ask me in the comment box below. Ask me on Instagram at Shea Butter Ventures. Ask me on my TikTok videos at Shea Butter Ventures 25. This was a short video because, yeah, I just don't like when people try to swing people, especially because you don't know. And a lot of people just don't know because a lot of people just don't share because a lot of people are gatekeepers. And y'all know how I feel about gatekeepers. Me and doing that. Not in 2023 to infinity and beyond. Period. See you later. Happy venturing.